get put together. But good morning, docs, future docs. Oh my gosh, it's just so awesome to be with you all this morning. My name is Dr. Danielle McCamey. I am the founder, CEO, and president of DMPs of Color. And I just want to make sure that we're streaming. Let me see if my stream people, we good? Okay. Hello to the virtual viewers. Excited to have you all with us. Thank you for your patience as we navigate getting everything together in a museum space that requires a lot of tech work. Shout out to our sound AV folks. They've been putting things together, splicing and dicing. So shout out to Be More Mike and his team for having us sounding good and looking good. But want to keep to schedule, so because I'm very stickler to time, so it's 8:22. But I just, if you missed the mix and mingle last night, like, yeah, boy, we had a time last night. We had a time. But the energy just last night confirmed a lot of things for me, because when I think back on even a year ago, I was in a neck brace, and now this year I have a cold. It's now Rona. Just how far we've come as an organization. So just to give some just background on how we came to be. Back in 2015, circa 2015, I was at a predominantly white institution as the only black woman in my cohort. And a lot of y'all probably was the only one or a couple of us. And just wanting connection with folks that looked like me, that understood my journey. And I looked to current organizations like, do we have it in here? Do we have it in here? But I was so specific in what I wanted. I wanted a group that focused on nurses of color getting their doctorates in nursing practice. Because as we know, the DNP is a fairly new terminal degree. And so people don't know what we are half the time. They're like, DNP who? DNP what? What y'all do? Doctor, nurse? That don't make sense. So that's why I was very particular, because I knew the importance of having a group designated to us, because we got to brand ourselves. We have to set the standard of excellence. And then knowing what we bring as people of color because of the perspectives and our lived experience adds tremendous value to us advancing health equity. And so I knew that this was something that we needed to put together. So, but back then it didn't have those like philosophical deep thoughts. It was like, I just need a group because these folks at this school done lost their mind. And so when I put it together, like within a month, it was like 200 people, like, oh my gosh, I've been looking for a space like this. I'm at this school, I'm in this practice, and they don't know what I'm doing, or I'm the only one, and there's lots of pressure and stress and racism. And so we became a safe space, we became a validating space, a networking space, and the power and the energy within the group just continued to just exponentially grow. So fast forward to today, we pushing on 3,000 folks that are part of the group unofficially. And we international, baby. Shout out to the international folks online, Canada, Haiti, we in the building, let's go. So it's just so exciting that people see so much value in this organization, because when I thought about creating the mission, the vision, the goals, I mean, the brand, the colors, it just kind of came to me. It was like just downloaded. And when you create something and you see people see the vision, it's like, this makes sense to you? Like, for real? So it's just so awesome to see all of you all here. Last night, it was amazing. I know today is also going to be amazing. We have a ton of amazing presenters and opportunities to network. Like the messaging that went out last night, your network is your net worth. And that's one thing that I saw within our community, our niche of nursing professionals, that if we were to garner and pull together our resources, our talents, just how much power we would have. Because like I said, there's power in our perspective, because people are trying to understand, why are these inequities in place? And we're like, well, we can tell you, because we've been dealing with it for all our lives. We got the solutions. And so I tell people to look at our presentations, look at the abstracts, look at the titles. I'm like, we are literally speaking to the communities that everybody's trying to, elevate and advance health equity. And I'm like, yo, we the secret to the sauce. DMPs of color. And so I've been ringing the bell in nursing, like, y'all have to pay attention to us as DMPs of color because we're the secret weapon. We super duper educated with doctoral degrees. A lot of us are still in clinical practice, so we understand at the pulse of it all what's going on. And then with this terminal degree, it gets us status. It gets us places and spaces that we never would have been without a doctorate degree, just because of the way the structure of nursing is. You gotta have that paper to be able to politic. So it gets you the dean suite, it gets you CEO, it gets you faculty, it gets you published, it gets you so many other places where we need our voices. And so I would love, as we move forward as DMPs of color, that we harness that energy and we find that confidence and inspiration within this group and each other to lift each other, to connect, and to bind together, to push forward health equity, because that's the buzzword, closing the gap in racial inequities, and being empowered to speak in these spaces where we are the only one. And that used to give me so much anxiety, like, here we go, I'm the only one. And I'm like, you know what, why not me? Let me take hold of this space because I'm educated, I'm articulate, and I can roll with you. If we going there? And I can be like, yes, absolutely, we can go there, absolutely, that's right. And so I think that makes us the secret weapon because it's the versatility for me. So I want, this is the versatility, give a little snap. So I want us to find inspiration, be empowered to transform, to change the game and forge new paths. And when we were creating that theme, I remember Marilyn, because we were all like, how can we say carving out the path and transcending? And Marilyn was like, because I was like, we need to just change the game. Y'all know I like to keep it authentic. So I'm in there like, we need to say change the game. And people were like, well, maybe we should say like charting a course and, keep it very nursey. And Marilyn, Matt, where you at? She in a booth. She was like, no, we got to keep it authentic because that's what it is. It's a game because we have to navigate, we have to strategize, we have to duck and dive just to be in certain spaces. We have to diminish ourselves and our authenticity. And for me, I'm like, this ain't it for me. So that's why we have to forge a new path because the structure wasn't set up for us for our success anyway. And then for us to diminish our shine. Like sometimes I'll be in meetings and I'm like, I got the solution, but y'all ain't ready for that. And so I want us to be able to forge new paths, meaning going out being entrepreneurial and having our practices, diversifying the literature by publishing, doing research as a DMP. Oh, yes. Being faculty, being deans. Like I'm a assistant dean at Johns Hopkins. That means something. Yes, let's go, Johns Hopkins. And as a Black woman, unapologetically, with my fro named Angela, I'm in there. And so, but it's a process though, because the microaggressions still exist, the structure still exists. And so I want us to utilize DMPs of color as that place where we navigate, strategize, and continue to change the game and forge new paths, because that's what we have to do. And be the leading example. When I talk to my board, I'm like, I want us to be the ones that are putting out the white papers and the standards on how to mentor nurses of color, students of color, how to put together those pipeline pathway programs, how to meet the community where they are with community nursing and making pathways into nursing, to nursing faculty, to all the areas where we've been excluded or there's been tons of obstacles that have put us to either doubt our worth, doubt our abilities. And so by you all being here is a testimony, a testament to the excellence that we will exude, that we are exuding in the space that we need to take ownership of and push forward. So that is my thoughts. I am so humbled and grateful as I take all this in, because back in 2015, when this was just an idea, and then 2018 when I met Dr. Murray, we was at, let me tell you this story. We was at a conference, and you know when you at a conference, right, and you like, is there one? So I saw Tony, like she was like a mile away, and it was like, the head nod. And I was like, So she's been riding ever since, and she was the one that gave me that validation, that confidence that this is a good idea, because it had been in my idea. It had been a Facebook group, and I was like, just massaging it. She was like, no, this is a thing. We need to go. So she's been my rider. Shout out to my treasurer, Dr. LaDonna Brown. She also has been a rider from the beginning as well. I don't know where she at. She cutting checks, paying bills. Thank you. And then shout out to the rest of my board of directors, our advisory committee. We have a super duper diverse advisory committee that are showing up, showing out. Shout out to folks from Cali, Colorado, Louisiana, New York, Texas, Florida, Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, Canada. Y'all in the building at the conference. I'm like, what? Boston. Connecticut, we've got just coast to coast. I'm like, what is this? But anyway, I'm so grateful. I'm so humbled. We have a wonderful conference set up for you all today. There are going to be 2 tracks, so just a couple of housekeeping items. The general sessions will take place here in the theater. There's a 4th floor, that's track 2. Track 1 is here, so this is the hybrid track, so we'll have people that'll be Zooming in, virtually presenting here, in addition to people live. The lobby, which is the 2nd floor lobby, that's where lunch will be, and then tonight, the gala. 1st floor, where registration was, is the speaker's ready room, so if you're a speaker and you need to get your mind right, that's a place for you to kind of just get centered if you need. All of us with the big red rose element here, we are the people that you can ask questions of. So that's myself, Dr. Murray, Dr. Conyers, Dr. Daly, Dr. Mapp. But just look for the red rose, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. There is an elevator to navigate between the floors. The museum opens up at 10, so if you want to roam, don't feel obligated to sit in the presentations. We want you to take hold of the ambiance and also find education with the museum. And bathrooms, get in where you can fit in. They're around. What else? Any other housekeeping items I'm missing, Dr. Murray? Oh yeah, peep the posters. Vote on the posters. You should have a little program that was with your registration you can scan to vote on the posters. Also, at the end of the day, do your CE evaluations, and we'll recap this, but the main thing is the 2 tracks, 2nd floor, 4th floor. Elevators or take the stairs. And anything else? Did I miss anything? Yes, so headshots are available on the 2nd floor here. Please visit our vendors. We have the Johns Hopkins University here representing. We also have Legacy Compression stockings. They will be here. We have ARP. They have some swag bags. We also have 2020 Year of the Nurse here representing with hoodies, books, all the things. Yes. Yes, dietary restrictions, sees Dr. Murray. And what else? Is that? Are we good? Because I'm trying to keep it tight on time. We had 8:34. I do have some lapel pins available. Please see me, limited supplies. Also on the program, if you want to order some merch, you can scan that merch QR code and you can get your orders popping there. Anything else? Okay, without further ado, I'm going to have Dr. Daly come to the stage to introduce, or is it Dr. Mapp? Oh, sorry, Dr. Mapp's going to introduce our first speaker.